Welcome back, Elden Ring fans, and yes, this is my Gaara build. It's completely faith-based, and somebody actually commented below from one of my polls. Most people voted for an anime, but somebody gave me the idea to go with a Naruto build, and I believe his name was Mike. So here you go, Mike. Here's our Naruto build. Gaara is a shinobi in the show for Naruto. It's an anime. I'm not going to go too into depth with it because I'm not so good and caught up on it, but I do know Gaara. I'm that far ahead, at least I know that. So his build is basically around his Sanjujutsus. A little bit of it has to do with Shukaku, which is a one-tailed beast, which is hence why I use the one-tail attack. Because he does sometimes use Shukaku, or this giant beast with one tail's body parts, in his attacks sometimes whenever he kind of lets loose. We have his jar, we have his jar, which offers a lot of protection. I was gonna do pain is kind of a pain to do, so I'm going to work on that some more. I do have a pain build, but I would like to add more to him. I don't want him to kind of be magic based entirely, but with this build, yeah, we're going for full faith. I make this crazy jump, Gaara does, but Gaara right now is going through and actually destroying Pain's, what would you call them? They're not shadow clone, but summon clones. His summoning jutsus for summoning these crazy beasts that Pain actually summons in. For anybody who really knows the anime, if you don't know the anime, go watch it. It's pretty good. Naruto takes a little bit of time to get into. Everybody knows that who has watched it. It just takes some time, but you start to actually enjoy it as you get further into it. It's kind of like Dragon Ball. But besides that, we're going to actually solve a very common question that I had put out earlier today. I know it's only been a little bit after this video, but can Gaara defeat a rune bear? Is a rune bear stronger than Gaara? Who would win versus who? And with this, Gaara technically hears that there's this crazy beast. He's trying to figure out what's going on. He's heard attacks and recent discoveries of monsters all throughout the land. So what Naruto tells him is, hey, I need my best guy to go do this. Because, later on in the anime, he becomes a good guy. Originally, he is an antagonist. He's probably my favorite antagonist. He's fucking cool. Besides Pain, he's fucking cool. Gaara's just a fun build. So I went around with a lot of magic. I poured as much into my FP as possible because, well, I'm in a high new game. I'm in a really high new game. This is like new game like 6 or something like that. And just everything just tanks everything. So, Gaara's whooping ass. He's also kind of getting a little bit destroyed. But I do have this built as a faith build for attack. But I also have it built for regen and passive-wise for helping, recovery, but also built for team exercise. Because Gaara eventually comes to find that he likes people. He's kind of a loner. Originally he hates people, but eventually after meeting Naruto, he kind of leans into absorbing a little bit of Naruto's personality for being open. He had almost the same childhood as Naruto. They have a lot of things in common, which we'll go into Naruto on another video, but we'll do a whole bunch of stuff. So it's gonna get wild because I have so many that I'm so backed up on. I have so many characters that are just ridiculous that I haven't done. But with this, I gave him the vagabond trench coat, kind of militia. I'm sorry, it's not the vagabond, it's the militia gear, because, well, that's what he wears whenever he's finally done into, like, the later phases of the series, but I went for an older look on him because, well, doing a child is very hard to do. I would have done somebody shorter, but it's like I said, it's hard to do it, but this, I think it looks kind of like him, like, really. I changed his eye color. I used clouding to make his eye color that shaded bluish gray that everybody loves. I got his hair perfectly. That all turned out. His tattoo, I put a tattoo above his eye. Like, I did a whole bunch of crazy stuff with this. It was very fun to use the Shikaku abilities, the jujitsus that he has. I have resistance because Gaara is resistant to poison. So I do have a flame a flame incantation on there for flame cleanse me, but that's only to show, like, just for the build, like, hey, he's immune, you can't fuck with him. There's nothing you can really do. The shield also is viable for 100% protection, but I did put the shield barrier weapon art on it because And spoiler alert, in 3, 2, 1, Gaara's mother is currently, like, she was the person who created the jar. The sand essence that he uses to protect himself. You know, she's part of it, kind of. So in that aspect, you know, he's taken out all these pain characters, all these pain summons, and he's, you know, he's still struggling, because he does struggle against it. Pain's an extremely strong foe, which is why I kind of went up in New Game. I went up all the way in New Game just to do this, which is ridiculous, but it's also for some other videos. But you know, he's taking on multiple dudes, because he's one guy. He might be one guy, and he might be able to, you know, like, use, you know, jujitsus and stuff like that and cancel out other people's, but he's one dude taking on all these foes and still being able to be on top, because that, I mean, it cuts narrow and close in the anime a lot, because he's not overpowered. I mean, he kind of is, but he's not this toppling titan, you know, of Naruto's level later on in the anime. So I didn't want to make him too overpowered, but I did want to make him usable. You know, I wanted to make sure that I also have these flasks that make him have iron skin, because he does have an ability where he coats himself in his sand, and I can't remember exactly what the ability's called. Somebody in the comments below will probably tell you. But this ability makes him extremely durable. He's almost untouchable, but it has its drawbacks. So actually, the perfect thing for this was those perfumer bottles of the iron skin, so that he slows down, but he's insanely strong. You can't really move him. He's not going to be budged. He's able to just keep throwing in attacks. I also gave myself some poise buff with my flasks. I also gave myself a lot of damage negation. So I mean, later on you'll see I'm just not taking damage from certain things. Certain things are just not going to survive. But he's going around through the lands between, or through Elden Ring, and he's destroying all these foes. You know, none of them are going to stand a chance. It's Gaara. You know, if Naruto put him on that mission, he's going to get it done. And that's kind of the fun thing with this. I always have fun with my builds. You always hear that in my videos, but I do. This was just somebody who, it's Mike. Mike decided to go ahead and drop it in one of the comments below for a poll that we used, and 30 people voted, I think. And I wish more people would vote so that I know. But just because I said I would do it. You know, it's a cool idea. He gave me an idea, and that gave me the ability to imagine. So thank you, Mike. Wherever you're at, if you're watching this, leave a comment below. Everybody give Mike a shout out, a like on his comment if he comments below. Thanks, Mike. But this was cool. I hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun making this, and we're coming across the last enemy that Gaara decides to fight. And this enemy is supposed to be extremely strong, but Gaara's built up his jujitsu abilities. He's sided with Shikaku on a couple things. You know, they've gone over conversations, and now he's ready to rip and tear this kid. You know, this is going to be the full exercise of the build. You know, this is how it can be overpowered. Some enemies just can't. You can't fight him. Like status effects, there's nothing that stat effects are really going to do to Gaara. Gaara's just a monster. He's a beast, and I had a lot of fun making this. I hope Mike enjoys this. I hope you guys enjoy this. And if you guys do, please leave more comments on some of the stuff that I make. You know, go back and watch some of my other builds and stuff. I will make more, of course. But this channel is not entirely going to be builds. Eventually, I'm going to do some gameplay. But like I said, if you guys liked this build, you guys enjoyed Naruto, please leave a like and a subscribe. Thank you guys very much, and have a good day.